Just a reminder to vote in this week's Locals poll, where you decide what deck I take to Locals every single week. Without any further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and for today I've got the profile for the deck that we brought to Locals 2 weeks ago, being a Flame Swordsman. I've been a little behind on videos, just some things in my personal life. All good things, just been busy. So here's what it looks like on paper, then we'll get to the card by card. Alright, so starting off with the monsters, we of course have Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. So he is a pseudo boss monster for the deck. He can serve as negation and removal, all at the cost of removing an equip spell from our field or graveyard. So really nice there, especially as a Joey Wheeler reference, since he used Gearfried monsters. I'm on one Mirage Swordsman. The potential recursion, if they're able to out your fusion, is nice. So I'm on one of that. Next, 3 copies of Dark Flare Swordsman. So this one is, of course, the new card from Duelist Advance. He's basically a Magician's Souls for the deck, only he dumps from the extra deck instead of the main deck. And then, as a quick effect, you can attribute him to a monster that mentions Flame Swordsman. So that's really nice. Next, 3 copies of Fighting Flame Swordsman. When it's summoned, you can add a spell or trap that mentions Flame Swordsman from your deck to hand, and then if it's sent to the grave, you get to dump a monster that mentions Flame Swordsman from your deck or extra deck. Next, 1 copy of Blue Flame Swordsman. He's kind of just there as an extra body to kind of get rid of if we need to for something like Flame Swords Realm, although he can also do damage step shenanigans if you're able to. Next, 3 copies of Sublimation Knight. This is the plan B, where if we can't get the Fighting Flame Swordsman, we can go to him, then equip Fighting Flame Swordsman, send it, and then we're off to the races. Next, 3 copies of Salamandra the Flying Flame Dragon. This one, when sent to grave, it searches the Salamandra spell or traps, which are, of course, very important. And then it can equip itself to Flame Swordsman. And rounding out the monsters, we've got the 3 copies of Metal Flame Swordsman. So, of course, not necessarily a Flame Swordsman as like the archetype, but it does kind of work because you can just flash in the Metal Morph cards, and then you have, a plan B. So that way, because he's hard to kill, and then also he does burn damage, and he gets bigger, so that's really nice. Alright, next moving on to the spells. 3 copies of Flame Swords Realm. This is the continuous spell. This one is really good. Basically, you can send a monster from your hand or field to grave, special Flame Swordsman from your extra deck. This treat as a fusion summon. Then it does have some attack modifying effects as well, but we're not going to really get into that. Next, 3 copies of Salamandra Fusion. So this is what allows you to turn Flame Swordsman into Ultimate Flame Swordsman. You can also just equip it to a monster if you want to protect it, because you can destroy the equip card instead. And then it also serves, of course, as an equip spell to use with Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. Next, 3 copies of Fighting Flame Sword. So this one is kind of a utility card, because you can use it as a searcher, you can use it as a negate for a targeting effect, or you can use it as removal. So just kind of whatever you need to there. Really nice. Next, 3 copies of Fusion Armament. Just another way to get Flame Swordsman onto the field. Or if you want to put some of your other fusions on the field to go into link plays, that's fine too. 3 copies of Upstart Goblin just to try to draw into some of the cards we want to see, along with 1 reinforcement of the army. This allows us to, of course, search our Fighting Flame Swordsman. Next, 1 copy of Flame Swords Dance, 1 copy of Salamander with Chain. So basically, both of these can book an opponent's monster face down, so they provide interruption. This one equips itself to it, so that's really important for things like Gearfried. And then with this one, it does allow you to use like a grave effect to fusion summon, but that normally doesn't really come up that much. This one also has a fusion effect in the grave, but like I said, it's mainly just for the equip and booking. And then finally, 2 copies of Max Metal Morph. We tribute, in this case, a level 5 or higher warrior monster, and we supposed to summon the card that mentions Max Metal Morph, being Metal Flame Swordsman, from our hand, deck, or graveyard. And then we can equip that, or equip this card to it to give it 400 attack defense, and it's immune to monster effect destruction and targeting, and spell destruction and targeting. So that's really nice. Moving on to the extra deck. 3 copies of Ferocious Flame Swordsman. He gives all warriors an extra 500 attack, and then when he dies, you can revive a non-link warrior monster, just with the condition that it's banished when it leaves the field. 3 copies of Fighting Flame Dragon. While equipped to Flame Swordsman, it not only gives it 700 attack, but also lets it attack twice. Next, 3 copies of the original Flame Swordsman for obvious reasons. And then finally, 3 copies of Ultimate Flame Swordsman. While he's equipped with an equip card, he gets a quick effect where you can target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it, inflict 500 burn. If he does not have an equip card, then it's not a quick effect. It's still just a regular ignition effect. And then at the start of the damage step, if he battles, you can double his attack until the end of the turn. But if you do, he gets destroyed during the end phase. But with your equips, giving him extra attack and stuff, the opponent should not be alive at that point. So yeah, that's actually it for the deck profile. I went pretty fast this time. I mean, it's really straightforward. I'm also trying to hurry because I have to go to work here in a bit, and also this is the 3rd deck profile for Flame Swordsman I've done this year, so so yeah, I think everyone kind of knows what these cards do at this point. But yeah, really fun deck, really cheap deck, highly recommend it. And yeah, like, subscribe button, the logos, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.